Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, again, depending on when you are catching this. This is yet another day the Lord has made for us to rejoice and be glad in it. I am happy, I am humbled to be bringing you the final chapter of the book of Esther. Hey, we've come through 10 chapters, guys. I hope you have been able to track through with us. We started off from the introduction up to this point where we get to look at the last chapter. Yes, and so let's dive straight into it. Today we look at chapter 10 of the book of Esther. This last chapter of the book of Esther is actually short. It just has 3 verses. Basically, the summary of the story is the first verse tells us King Xerxes imposed tribute throughout the empire to its distant shores. Basically, everyone had to respect him and everything that came with him. And then number 2, we are told that all the things he did, actually it says in my Bible, and it says, all his acts of power and might, together with a full account of his greatness, of the greatness of Mordecai, whom the king had promoted, are they not written in the book of annals of the kings of Media and Persia? Basically, Mordecai did great things. Again, he was made to be second in command after the king, and basically this guy did great things that were recorded in the books of history of the Medians and Persians. Basically, he was recorded in their history. An Israelite recorded in the history of another nation. And then thirdly, in the third verse, we're told Mordecai the Jew was second in rank to King Xerxes, preeminent among the Jews, like top among the Jews, and held in high esteem by his many fellow Jews, because he worked for the good of his people and spoke up for the welfare of all the Jews. And that brings an end to the 10th chapter of the book of Esther. But one thing I want us to see today is this, basically from verse 2, when he talks about their accounts being written in the annals of the kings of Persia, and then into verse 3 where we are told he did good for his people. Basically, guys, by the time somebody is being recorded in books of history, that means they had a long-standing period of doing good things. And by the look of things, Mordecai did many good things, not only for himself. Again, leadership is not for yourself really, but even for his people, the Israelites. And one thing I see from that is that God is able to bring us down from down. Sorry, not God is able to bring us down. I misplaced my words there. God is able to bring us up. And when he does bring us up, he's able to sustain us in the seasons of our blessings. Again, remember these guys, you remember that we tracked the story, they were about to be killed, they were about to be completely annihilated, completely destroyed from the face of the earth, but God brought them and God protected and God preserved them to the point where they were at this point in time, even having one of them as the second in command of the greatest nation of the world at that point in time, the Medo-Persian Empire. So God can indeed sustain us in our seasons of blessing. Not only does he bring us there, but he sustains us there. And this is not only for us, for me individually and for you individually, but even for those around us. If you look at the chronological order of the Bible, actually it is the story of Esther that now brings forth the story of Ezra and the story of Nehemiah. Because again, remember, these guys were almost about to be killed. If whatever happened in this story did not happen and they were killed, we wouldn't have Ezra, we wouldn't have Nehemiah, and we wouldn't have the whole story of the Bible as we know of it today, because this is the lineage through which God chose to bring Christ to us, for all of us to be saved regardless of where we come from. So I think about it and I'm like, man, this is not only for us, but it's even for the greater good of those who are around us. Again, we see that when we are told that he worked for the good of all the Jews, he worked for the good of all his people. So I think for me and you, that's an encouragement for us, number one, as God sustains us in our seasons of blessings, to also do good, not only for ourselves, but even for those who come after us, for those who are under us, for those who are entrusted to us in one or another. It can be your family, it can be your friends, it can be your a relationship you're in, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you're married, your husband, your wife. Do good, not only for yourself, but even for them, because whatever good you do, whatever prosperity comes your way, trickles down to them. And you see that here, because were it not for what Mordecai did and did the good for his people, they ended up now returning back to their homeland in Israel. So those are my two takeouts. Number one, I pray that God is able to sustain us in our seasons of blessing, that He may not only bring us there, but even sustain us like He did sustain Mordecai. Again, remember that the book of Esther doesn't overtly mention the name of God, the name of Yahweh, but we see Him working in between the lines. For somebody like Mordecai to be promoted to the point where he is second in command of the largest nation, of the largest kingdom in the world, at that point in time, you really know that's God working. And number two is that as we enjoy these blessings, as we enjoy seasons of prosperity, I just hope and pray that whatever we do is not only for ourselves, but even for those surrounded by us. Again, remembering that whatever comes after this is a story of Ezra, is a story of Nehemiah, because these guys did something that was good. Even not only Mordecai, as you think about it, even Esther, even the people who took time to pray, they all did good, not for themselves, but for the posterity of their nation. So be blessed, guys. I hope you have tracked through the book of Esther. I hope it has spoken to you in one or another. But my challenge to you is, as you come to an end, just take time, read again. I'm sure God will speak to you through His word in the book of Esther, different things in different seasons. Yeah, so never exhaust the need of the word of God. Be blessed, and God keep you. God bless you, and may He just sustain you in the season you're in. Thank you. Be blessed.